Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel, I'll be providing some stock analysis and also a short trading lesson at the end, so please stay tuned. In the previous video, we looked at the potential impact of the stock split for Torch, and from Monday, Torch will no longer exist. It will become Meta, ticker symbol MMAT, so please refer back to the previous video for details of analysis of the stock split. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at a few more unanswered questions. We're also going to be focusing on potential impact of a huge squeeze coming up. The rumours are building up. There is evidence of a huge short volume still outstanding, and we're also going to look at some important questions for Trading 212 that I think are still outstanding and need to be resolved. Before we get started, as promised, I was going to update details of the Patreon membership and the Discord channel today. Unfortunately, I'm not going to do that. So the links will be shared on the 1st of July. The main reason for that is having checked the terms and conditions of Patreon, membership is always taken on the 1st. So if the link is shared today, it would mean you would have to pay twice within a few days. So in order to avoid that, the Patreon link will be shared. The link and details will be shared on the 1st of June. So please stay tuned for more information, which I hope to share with you about that. Today's stock analysis is for MMAT, Meta Materials. Unfortunately, as we all know, close of play on Friday, Torchlihght Energy, ticker symbol TRCH, no longer exists. The merger has been completed. We were caught by surprise with those details, and from Monday, the stock will be trading under new ticker MMAT. So we're going to be looking at a potential squeeze, having looked at rumours circulating on social media and also looking at the short volume. There are certainly strong suggestions of a potential squeeze in terms of the shorts having to cover. So let's first of all have a look at the data for the shorts. Let's start by having a look at the report for the short volume close of play Friday for ticker symbol TRCH. We can see close of play on the Friday, the short volume was well in excess of 30 million. Total volume of shares was in excess of 110 million, giving us a short volume ratio of around about 27.52, which is huge. So this has to be covered. And what the company did, it caught as just been stated, by catching everybody by surprise and changing the ticker over and using the reverse split. The price on Monday is going to be around about $9.90. I think the pre-market is going to be interesting, and certainly the shorts are going to be in trouble because they have to cover. We don't know what day they're going to be covered. It could be potentially Monday, it could be Tuesday. It's going to be difficult to tell in terms of the exact time this will happen, but the rumours are certainly building up in terms of a potential short squeeze. So everybody who is lucky enough to have their shares converted into MMAT, congratulations to you. We do have issues here in Europe and the UK for people using Trading 212, so I'm going to come to that later on. So let's have a look at the first circumstantial evidence with regard to the short squeeze. I would now like to give a shout out to Real Talk with Josh. He's actually shared a very, very interesting post here, and it's nicely summarized. So let's have a look at what he's stated, which is adding fuel to the fire. First of all, he said, in terms of the Fintel update, as of the regular market close on the Friday, 25th of June, there were in excess of 30 million shorted shares. So we've just seen the Fintel report, and we can confirm this information in terms of the number is correct. So that certainly is accurate. So those shares get cut in half due to the reverse split, which is now in excess of 15 million shares. Okay, so that's also true. However, what's the impact of that? The impact of that is we know that Torch closed around $4.95 on the Friday, and because the shares were cut in half, MMAT will now be trading at $9.90. So it's double the price. However, the market cap will remain the same, and the value of any investments that MMAT holders will also remain the same. So refer back to the previous video for details of that. So let's now have a look at the rest of this tweet. So Josh has gone on to say that the reverse split was announced after hours on the Friday. Yes, we're all aware of that. It caught me out as well on my video on Friday, which was a little bit out of date. However, I was able to follow that up in yesterday's video. So please refer back to that for analysis of the split. Okay, so he's also said that short positions can't be closed during pre-market or after hours. This means the first chance that they can close and buy the shares is Monday the 28th of June. So very, very interesting at regular market open. So important point to note there in terms of them not being able to close the positions in the pre-trading. So pre-trading I think is now going to be very, very interesting. So that could be the start of a potential squeeze. Short positions are required to be closed due to the merger ticker change. So however, since Torch will cease to exist 12:01 on Monday, and obviously there's no trading at the weekend, those shares have to be bought under the new ticker MMAT, whatever the price that it is when they close, assuming it's $9.90 is the floor. Then we're looking at in excess of $150 million. So huge numbers there, huge problems for the shorts. Green candles coming, he's saying, and one thing I'd like to add is I certainly don't expect any GoFundMe pages to be set up for the shorts, and I'm sure none of us retail investors will be worried about their positions. What I'd now like to do is deal with a particular question that I don't think has been dealt with in any previous video. So again, many people have asked this, so having looked through the comments, I think it would be good to share an answer to this question now. So I'd like to give out a shout out to Sergio and to Mel. So they both asked a very similar question, and the question is, what happens to my option? I have 100 shares and sold a covered call. So this is also similar to Mel Meck's question. He said, I have covered calls for Torch expiring next month. What will happen to my call options when market opens Monday? So thank you very much here for Easy Money, who's replied quite correctly here. So Easy Money has stated the reverse split the call too. So the call will be reverse split. So previously you may have 100 shares. It's going to be 50 shares, so no change in value. So I hope that deals with the question with regard to options. The next thing I'd like to focus on is some important questions for Trading 212. I'm going to add some of my questions of my own here, but the key question here is first of all asked by one of the investors through Trading 212 is, at what price would they sell our shares come Monday? So that's a big question. The question that I'd like to follow up with that is, did they sell our shares on Friday? Did they not sell our shares on Friday? If so, the question is, Torch no longer exists, so Trading 212 need to give us information, were our shares sold? So if the answer is yes, please confirm. If the answer is no, please also confirm. So from a personal point of view, I would hope that the shares were not sold. And the reason for this is, if there is a significant spike on the Monday pre-market and the shares are then sold on opening market on Monday, then there is a potential for a significant increase in value of our investments through Trading 212. So that's my question for all Trading 212. Can you confirm if the shares were sold on Monday? If the shares are going to be sold on Monday, or if the shares have already been sold. So we all know that shares cannot be sold on the weekend. Trading 2 are having difficulties with their intermediaries. They have confirmed that. They've also confirmed they cannot allow transition of shares. We know that Torch doesn't exist anymore. So this is something that we need to find out. If they are selling our shares into the day of trading on the Monday with the new ticker, then that should certainly benefit us as we could get a potential spike in the price and much more of a positive return. What I would now like to share with you is the latest correspondence I've received from Constantine, who represents Trading 212. So he's replied to John, and he said, hi John, hello John. This event is currently highly discussed with our intermediary. The confirmation that we are expecting will clear out everything about the merge. So what that tells me as a Trading 212 investor is they are aware of the issue. They are speaking to their intermediary. Maybe there could be some breaking news. They're not really giving much away. So it looks like the key thing that Trading 212 are doing right now is just creating a little bit more confusion, giving sometimes misinformation, confusing information, and also not answering specific questions. As retail investors through Trading 212, as far as I'm concerned, I've not given them permission to sell my shares. It'll be the same with everyone else. So we now need to know, have they sold our shares, or are they going to sell our shares on Monday? So if anybody else would like to contact Trading 212, that would be excellent. And if you could share any updates and responses with me, I would really appreciate that as well. It's now time for lesson 75, lesson of the day, and today we're going to be looking at steps to become a better investor. So what I would like to share with you is some steps here. They may not be appropriate to everybody, but let's have a look at the key advice in each of the steps. So step 1, pay off all consumer debt. So I'm going to exempt student loans and mortgages from that statement, because obviously a mortgage is very difficult to pay off, and student loan is something that's also difficult to pay off. However, in terms of paying off all student debt, so I would recommend you to try and minimize any credit card bills, any short-term loans, any additional borrowing. So the less debt you have, the better chance you have of becoming a better investor, because debt is something that is going to obviously over time increase. It's easier said than done, I do agree. However, one of the methods of reducing your debt is to try to make cost savings elsewhere. This could be done through comparisons of items that you are purchasing, looking at also trying to save money in your lifestyle and that kind of thing. So step 2, set some goals and also set some expectations. What are you investing in, and why are you investing, and what would you like to accomplish? How much do you need to invest to achieve your goals? Remember, plan out both retirement and pre-retirement goals to get the best to get the big picture. So planning is very important, setting goals is very important, and everybody should be focusing on trying to have a successful retirement if you are not already retired, because the goal for many people is to stop working early and try to create wealth if you can, in order to achieve that. So step 3, choose your strategy. So the strategy is very important. So here through this channel, our main strategy is through investing on the stock market. It does come with risk, and that's why the key advice is always invest money you are prepared to lose. You should never invest any money on the stock market with essential money that is necessary for food, household items, bills, etc. And finally, step 4, stay the course. You should always be investing in some version of your plan at every point you can. Will you invest monthly or quarterly? That's again, it's down to your individual circumstances. And the key thing that I've always been saying to everyone, never time the market. You can never time the market. The market will reward you in the end. Long term, the gains are exceptional. So do your due diligence, carry out your research. If you invest in the right companies, generally, long term, most of them will certainly pay off with exceptional dividends. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that helps. Please stay tuned.